So I was like, I will go with Sarthi. I know they are going to help me. The very first thing that I learned from your team was the fact that you really need to be good at introducing yourself in the right way in your CV. So my CV, I had plenty of experiences. Since 2016 until 2020, I have always been active, like asking for rotations, and I was working in a non-clinical job in the hospital, which was like insurance-based mostly. So I had a lot of exposure to the medicine in the United States, where I learned a lot about how the hospitals work and what kind of patients you see and how it is different from home country. So that experience was very, very helpful. I just was not putting it the right way in my CV. Very much for the opportunity, Pawan, and I would love to share my experience because it's a little bit of a different one. So I came in the United States in 2016 in a different pathway. My first goal was not the USMLE, but since I decided to stay in the US, of course, I took the steps, and my first application for Match after I was done with all the steps was in 2020, where I received a fellowship position in neonatology since I have a pediatric residency in my home country. Due to COVID issues, and also because at that time I had my first child and my husband was in residency, I only finished 2 years of fellowship, and I decided I was not going to continue with my fellowship. So everyone saw it as a weak point in terms of my application because it's not regarded as something positive that when you leave the training, let's say, without finishing it. Anyways, I believed in myself. I knew it was the right thing to do. I put my family first at that time, and I decided to reapply last year. What was different was the fact that I was following on your channel on YouTube and all the advice people were giving in your platform, and I knew like the people in Sarthi team were great. So one of the things that it's one of the best quotes I have heard in my life is like, if you want to be successful, it is never a wrong thing to hire the right people to help you succeed. So I was like, I will go with Sarthi. I know they are going to help me. So the very first thing that I learned from your team was the fact that you really need to be good at introducing yourself in the right way in your CV. So my CV, I had plenty of experiences. Since 2016 until 2020, I have always been active, like asking for rotations, and I was working in a non-clinical job in the hospital, which was like insurance-based mostly. So I had a lot of exposure to the medicine in the United States, where I learned a lot about how the hospitals work and what kind of patients you see and how it is different from home country. So that experience was very, very helpful. I just was not putting it the right way in my CV. So you guys helped me a lot introducing myself in such a way that I was attractive to the programs. And the other thing is, of course, my mentor. She has been wonderful. I just want to say hi to Dr. Nikara. She was great, giving me very wise advice based on her experience as well, since she had similar situation, let's say. And the other thing is that was very, very helpful was the rotations I did during summer last year. I choose 3 rotation. One was in internal medicine, the other one was family medicine, and also I did a tele-rotation in family medicine because I must mention that I changed specialty. I just knowing the hospital life in the fellowship, I decided that it is in my best interest and my family's best interest to go for outpatient medicine, and just incorporating the knowledge I had from my pediatric residency. Family medicine is what I really wanted to do. So I mentioned in my first choice in family medicine. Also, I must say that I turned down a pre-match offer. Pretty much I can say that I know how important it is to be in a program that where you can find a great balance in between your personal life and work. So, but I am very happy with where I matched, and I think I will accomplish great things in the future. So, very thankful to all of you. And I just want to say to the old YOGs who have a different story, don't give up and really work hard, find the right mentors, find the right people to guide you, and you will eventually match and be where you are aiming to be.
Well, thank you very much, Beltina. I do have a question before I move on. So, pediatrics to FM. So, if you can spend a minute on how you made the switch in terms of your experiences, in terms of just the profile, because we do get a lot of questions. Can I switch from my prime specialty if I have a residency to another one?
Yes, so I must say that family medicine has pediatrics in it, and also has more available spots. If you see the results of the available sports for programs. So I will still keep the knowledge I have from pediatrics, but also I had a lot of exposure. As I said, when I was working in the hospital in the United States, my main exposure was internal medicine. So knowing that kind of exposure and good letters of recommendations that I had for adult medicine, incorporating the knowledge and my previous experience in pediatrics, it made me a strong candidate for family medicine. I won't recommend to make major switches. I need to share my experience about applying in my husband's program. He's an internal medicine physician. So even though I got interviews there, it was mostly a courtesy interview. They don't really like it that much when you switch from pediatrics to internal medicine, and it was like very clear and like very friendly discussion with the PD after the interview and everything, that it is not being regarded as something good. You are not showing that you are consistent with what you want to do. So you have to choose something that it incorporates what your previous experience. And in my opinion, this is my opinion based on my experience, and I have seen how people react even when I was in fellowship. Uh, when you are switching from internal medicine to peds or from peds to internal medicine, it's like, I don't know, it's like changing from doing pharmacy to being a teacher, maybe. So they don't see it well. So I would just say that if you want to switch specialty, make sure that you have something that you can use in your next choice.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.